Hello, creative friends. I'm Cheryl Dorsey, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to welcome you to the Stampin' Squad. Today I have a card to show you that I made with the Beautifully Happy stamp set. Let me show it to you here. The Beautifully Happy stamp set, and it is one of the SALE-a-bration items that you can earn for free with your $100 purchase during January and February 2023. We're doing celebration, and so this brochure shows all the different papers and stamp sets that you can earn for free. And if you have questions about that, just drop me a note and I would be happy to give you more information. It's the best time of year to make a purchase because you can earn free things. All right, back to our card. I made this card for a catalog launch party this last weekend, and all of the people who came to the party were able to make this card. And then the inside has a cute little detail in here as well. So let's go ahead and make a card today. It's going to be slightly different. I'm using a different color cardstock. This is Petal Pink. I used fresh Freesia in the one I showed you a minute ago. And this cardstock is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and it's scored at 4 1/4. We need a piece of designer series paper that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and this designer series paper is from the Dandy Designs paper pack, and that is also a SALE-a-bration item that you can earn for free. Then we need a piece of basic white cardstock. It's the same size as the DSP, 4 inches by 5 1/4. We need a piece of cardstock. This is fresh Freesia, that is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then this is a piece of designer series paper. It looks like cardstock probably because the pattern is very subtle, but this is also from the Dandy Designs pack. It's 2.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And then the last thing is we just need a little scrap of the fresh Freesia cardstock. Okay, let's get started. I'm just going to take my cardstock. I've already scored it, and so now I just need to fold it in half, and I'm using my bone folder here on the crease to get a very nice crease so my card doesn't keep trying to flip open. It wants to stay closed. And then we're going to adhere this to the cardstock. And I'm using my very favorite adhesive, the multi-purpose glue. And this glue, one of the reasons I love it is because it's very, very strong. It does not take much. And then once you put it down, you can adjust your paper just a little bit if you need to. I don't always put mine down straight on the first try, so being able to move it around a little bit is a great help to me. Okay, let's do a little bit of stamping. I'm just going to set that aside, and I'll bring out some scrap paper here, and I want to grab, let's do this first. This is going to go on the inside of our card, this piece of basic white cardstock, and I am going to use a little flower stamp, and I'm just going to use my Tuxedo black Memento ink. So let me ink that up. Yep, it looks like we've got that inked up well, and I'm just going to put it in the corner down here. And be a little bit of an embellishment on the inside of our card, so it's not just plain white over the inside of the card, but it does still leave plenty of room for us to write a special wish to the recipient of the card. Okay, now I'm going to use this really large stamp with the flowers and the leaves, and I'm going to stamp on this piece of designer series paper. I usually stamp on cardstock, but today I'm mixing it up a little bit, and I'm actually going to stamp on the DSP. So I need to ink this up. And because this is such a large stamp, it's easier for me to lay the stamp down face up and then use my ink pad tapping down on the stamp. So let me ink that up a little bit, take a look at it. I think we could use just a little bit more ink. I think my ink pad is needing some more ink to be added to it. All right, here we go. So we're going to just stamp this here. So I'm putting a little pressure on this, but I'm not pressing down real hard. I just want to hold it for a couple of minutes so the ink can transfer from the stamp to my designer series paper. There we go. That looks wonderful. Okay, one more thing. Actually, let me keep this open. There's one more thing to stamp. I want to stamp my sentiment, which is a little thank you. And I want to point out, you'll notice that the stamp looks pink. That's just because I've been using it with other projects, and the purple and pink and red, sometimes orange inks will stain the stamp a little bit, but that does not have any bearing on using the stamp. That color is, now it's embedded in the stamp itself, and it's not going to bleed out on anything else. So this is just a scrap of fresh Freesia, and again, I'm just going to hold that with some pressure down. There we go. And now I'll put my ink pad away, and I think I can put, no, I'm going to keep that out because I'm going to color, and I'm going to use Petal Pink, the Stampin' Blends. This is the light, this is the dark, Petal Pink, and I'm going to use the dark first. And I want to just add some color on my flowers so they stand out just a little bit from the designer series paper. So the paper is Petal Pink, and I'm just using Petal Pink blends on top of it. And this is the dark one, as I said, and I'm just stroking some on there. I'm not trying to be super precise about what's happening. We just want to add some color. So we've got that. Now I'm going to go back with the lighter Petal Pink, and I'm going to start closer to the outside ends of the petals and draw back towards the center. So I'm adding a little bit more color, but not as dark as what I did near the center of the flowers. So I like this because I like to color, but sometimes I don't want to color and have to be so careful and stay in the lines and worry about all of that. And with this type of coloring, you don't have to worry. Now I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to put a little Wink of Stella on my flowers. And if you're not familiar, Wink of Stella, it's got this little brush, and it's like a pen with a brush on the end, and it's putting just a very little bit of a very fine glitter effect on the flowers. So I will hold it up to the camera, but I'm not sure the camera can pick it up because it's very subtle. But if you were seeing this card in person, you would see it for sure. I love my Wink of Stella. Sometimes I just love to use it because it gives just a little extra something to my images. So don't know if you can really see that, but the flowers are now just a little bit glimmery. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to grab this, and kind of the same thing. I'm going to take my dark Petal Pink, and I'm just going to put some color toward the center of my flower. Just putting a few strokes in there like that. And then the light Petal Pink. And I'm going to go out, starting out at the outer edge and coming toward the center, and just adding a little bit of light color out there. There we go. That will do. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I'm just scissor cutting it. So I just stamped it on a piece of scrap. And, you know, sometimes we like to punch out our sentiments or die cut them out. But you know what? Today I'm just going to freeform it and cut this out with my scissors. At the end, I'll show you that card again that I did in the beginning. And that one was on more of just a rectangle shape. There we go. Got that. All right. Now I think I can put this away. And let me grab my card base here and let's start putting this together. I need this piece of fresh Freesia and I'm going to adhere this on top of it. So again, the liquid glue. Here we go. And let me put that on here. There we go. And again, it helps to be able to move it around just a little bit. Got that. And now I'm going to use some dimensionals to adhere this to the front of my card. And let's see here. I think I'll put one in each corner. If you're not familiar with dimensionals, they're these little foam discs. And they're self-adhesive. And then once you put them on your piece that's going to go on your project here, you just peel off this backing and there's adhesive on that side too. So it makes it very easy to attach it to your card. And let's see here, I'm just eyeballing it to see if we can get it reasonably straight. There we go. Very nice. It adds a little interest to the card because it's not glued flat on the card. It's actually got a little bit of lift to it. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the sentiment and put it on here. Right there. All right, I am going to add a little bit of an embellishment to my flowers and my card. And these are the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I use these a lot. They are one of my favorites because they just kind of pick up whatever colors are in your card. So that's kind of fun. And they give a little bit more bling. Just a little bit more bling. I mean, the card is really pretty as it is. But I do like the way these look. So I'm just going to put 3 of those on. Let's put that away. And the last thing is to adhere this to the inside of our card, and then we'll be finished. I do love this stamp set. Today I'm just using the outline of the flowers with my black ink. But in a minute, let me show you the stamp set again, because it is a 2-step stamping stamp set, and you can add color to your flowers with stamps. So that makes it really versatile. You can color or you can stamp the color on your flowers. And there we have it. That's the card. I think it's really beautiful. Okay, let's look at that stamp set again. Again, it's the Beautifully Happy stamp set. And so here's the outline I used, but then here are the flowers and the leaves on stamps that you could stamp some green or, you know, any color flower that you wanted to in there. And I do like the sentiments in the stamp set. Sending happy thoughts for a very happy birthday. Here's the thank you we used. And you are easy to love. It's a great stamp set. I really love it. All right, so here's the card we made today. Let me bring back in the card I showed you at the beginning because they are slightly different. So you see this one has a card base that is fresh Freesia. And then you see how this is cut out with the straight lines, kind of like a little banner. And this one I just cut out with my scissors. So which one do you like better today? I hope that you will go shopping and that you will pick out some free things from SALE-a-bration. Again, that's this month, January 2023, and next month, February 2023. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.